Okay, let's begin the show. Nikhil is also connected, and we have the first question on the screen. Let's read it out. We have a project manager with limited experience managing globally distributed team members. The person who doesn't have the global experiences is appointed to a project with team members who are from different countries and speak a different native language. To successfully manage this project, the project manager needs to have cultural sensitivity. Which actions should the project manager not take? So question is inverse. You have to find an answer which is not a correct answer. Let's try it by your way and then we will discuss it one by one. That what are the possible reasons? What do you think which answer is correct and which is not correct? Okay. We have learned from our project management that field in which you don't have experience, you should not undertake those projects. So, but you should work on your skills also. So if you look at it, when you don't have experiences, what you should do, you should read the books about the cultural sensitivity. You should hire a professional coach to learn how to be a more successful leader, to work on your power skills. You should enroll yourself in a program where you can learn all those languages and skill set, which is required for the project. Request a different assignment, citing the language barrier as an obstacles. Your work as a project manager to remove obstacles, and if you will run away from this, so it is not a good option. So in that context, C is the answer because this is the answer which a person should not do. He should do everything except this one. So yes, in this situation, C is the required answer because they were asking not, which is not a correct answer. So we have read all the options. We have found out that all the options are relevant to the question except one, which we have marked it incorrect, which should be the correct answer for the question. Great. Let's go next and explain other one. A governmental anti-money laundering software project needs a solution to collaborate with a remote agile team of 4 people in another country. Spontaneous verbal communication between the teams must be supported. All the remote teams' workstations and Kanban board must be visible at all the time. Which virtual team collaboration solution is most appropriate? Information radiator monitors, on-demand video conferencing, workstation screen mirroring, or always on fishbowl window? What do you think could be the correct answer? So what do you think? Um, okay. Hafiz, I told you all the time and to all the students that you have to read from the start till end. Till here it's okay, but it's not a correct option. Monitor. We should have information radiators, not their monitors. And we should have always available. Look, it says must be visible all the time. So it shouldn't be on demand. When it says visible all the time, so it cannot be on demand. It's contradicting to the question. Workstation screen mirroring, it's a criminal act. It's not a good option that everyone workstation is coming on the screen and there's no privacy, sense of insecurity. So it's not an ethical option. So option D is called as fishbowl window, which is used in Agile. What is a fishbowl window? That if I show you a picture like this, that people are inside discussing the things and you are outside looking and listening to the conversations. In good organizations, these things happen in terms of like interviews, in terms of lesson sharing. So what happens? Let's suppose there is a round table conference going on. These people are discussing these options, and there are people who are standing behind them listening to their discussions, what these guys are discussing. So this is called as fishbowl window, that you want to remain updated. All the remote teams, workstations, and Kanban board must be visible all the time. So we could have virtual type of situations where we can see that what these people are discussing. So that is called as fishbowl window. So if you look, this is a project where confidentiality and security are critical. Thus, permanent monitoring of remote resource is necessary. And how can you do that? By staying out of the thing. So among these options, fishbowl window is much better option than mirroring the workstations while on-demand conferencing or information-related monitors. So yes, correct answer is a fishbowl window. And this is one of the concept in Agile, which is a very good one, where you can actually look and listen what is happening inside the communications. I hope it works. Let's go next. And this is one of the questions which we have done it before also. If you guys remember that we have to go from east to west to understand. Let's try doing the question again. A financial software company serves stock markets worldwide. An experimental quality assurance project has agile team working in 3 company offices, Seattle, Tokyo, and London. The team works in 2 shifts in each location at the following times in each time zone. Shift 1, 8 to 4, and shift 2, 4 to 12. Which collaboration method would ensure the fastest follow the sun problem resolution? Now, if you look at it, based upon our last question, what is happening? We have 3 offices, and teams should work in 2 shifts. So if you're looking at the time zone, then time zone will not be the situations, because the question is about which collaboration method. The question is about the collaboration method would ensure the fastest follow the sun problem resolutions. So if you look at it, conducting Scrum of Scrum. What is Scrum of Scrum? You have multiple Scrum Masters, and above Scrum Masters, we have another Scrum called as Scrum of Scrums. A question is not saying anything about Scrum of Scrum, or they have multiple teams also. So in that context, this cannot be the answer, and this cannot be the answer. And from the previous question, we have learned that multiple teams are working and you want to have the whole monitor of it. So you can use fishbowl window. So option B says run fishbowl window during the overlapping shift, and option D says run fishbowl window during the overlapping shift of this. So first one is London, then Tokyo, Seattle, London, and Tokyo, Seattle. Or if you look at the D option, Tokyo, Seattle, London, Seattle, and Tokyo, London. So now if you look at it, what do you think based upon the time zones? What should be the correct answer? B or D? How the sun comes first? Sun comes first in London or sun comes first in Tokyo? Which combination will be the better one? So you need to combine 2 shifts, London and Tokyo, Seattle and London, and Tokyo and Seattle. What do you think? Hafiz, you have answered for some reason. Can you give me the reason why, what explanation you have used?
So regarding you said about the sun first rises in London, sir.
London is GMT 0, right?
GMT 0. Yes.
Yeah, UK is GMT 0.
Yes, sir.
And Tokyo is GMT plus 9. So Tokyo will have after 9 hours. So we can have London shift with Tokyo shift, because London is 9 hours. Oh, sorry, Tokyo is 9 hours. So when we'll be finishing the shift 1, so it will be the second shift of Tokyo, not the first shift. Similarly, when you go with London, then Seattle. But if you look at the option D, so Tokyo shift 2 with Seattle, it's not possible because Tokyo is plus 9 and Seattle is in USA, which is -9. So it's not possible for that. So in that case, yes, B is the correct answer. That first we will have the London and then the shift to of Tokyo. That's how we can collaborate together. It was a very typical answer. Normally these type of questions PMI does not ask a lot. But if it comes, so yeah, you have to like think where the sun comes first and you can answer this question. Great, let's go next. Members of a virtual agile team are separated by 7 time zones. Daily meetings are too long, which should not be. And the problem is made worse when laptop cameras switch between the speaking members. When we have a Zoom meeting and everyone is speaking, so camera keeps switching, so you cannot keep a hold of it. So which 2 measures should the project manager take to achieve shorter, more efficient daily meeting? Choose 2. What are the 2 correct options you think are the correct answers?
D and E.
I told you a trick during our course that if you find these type of words, they can never be the correct answers.
Okay.
Only, must, every, they cannot be the correct answer. So this item is out of the league. And we know the purpose of the review meeting. The purpose of the review meeting is to collect the feedback, not to discuss the problems or something. So similarly, A is out of the league. Now remaining options are B, C, and D. Now, if you look, placing a single webcam to face the Kanban board and team. So if you will remove the cameras, how will you look at them all the time? So it is again not a proper solution. Let's go check the require all members to stand during the full meeting. So you can see them all the time. Ask the team members to discuss the blockers offline. And this is the best thing. Blockers are not to be discussed during the stand-up meetings. You just need to know them, whether discussions should take place offline. So in that context, B and D are the correct answers. So that is what our B and D as correct answer for this question. I hope the explanation worked. Let's go forward. A company is constructing recycling plant in 15 countries around the world. The lead in the PMO wants more timely progress, reporting and experience sharing between project managers in each of the geographical distant projects. Which 2 agile methods might the PMO use to fulfill this need? You need more timely progress reporting and experience sharing. You guys can share experience in the stand-up meeting. Is it allowed? Can you discuss experiences in the 15 minutes stand-up meeting? Answer is no, because stand-up meeting is already 15 minutes. You cannot discuss anything here. So this answer is gone. Now, if you look at it, definition of done is what? Definition of done is acceptance criteria or the list of acceptance criteria. So it means it cannot be the answer also. So A is also gone. Now remaining answers are Kanban board. And I think progress goes directly to the Kanban board. So yes, I would take it as the correct answer. And if you look at it, backlog refinement, backlog. So one answer is already finished, right? And now the second answer is experience sharing. Option 2 is what? Experience sharing. Backlog refinement has something to do with experience sharing? Never. Backlog is the work which needs to be done. So similarly, C cannot be the answer. So remaining is what? It has to be the retrospect. That you can spend retrospect to get the data, because retrospect is used for the knowledge sharing, for the lesson learned, for the continuous improvement, for the voting. So yes, in our context, based upon the question, B and E are the correct answer. So you must eliminate the options when you can't find the answer. And this is the best technique, that whatever you are learning, you have to eliminate based upon that. Like I said, definition of done, no, it cannot be. It has nothing to do with the progress. Backlog refinement has nothing to do with the progress or knowledge sharing. And standard bidding has nothing to do with the detailed knowledge sharing in the project. It has to be done in the retrospect. That's what we have learned. So yes, P and E were the correct answers. Thank you. Let's move forward. A planned task in a sprint was nearly not completed because of an issue that appeared 3 days prior but was not resolved. The team resolved it in the next daily stand-up meeting, but the project manager wants to prevent this type of situation in the future. What should the project manager do? During the retrospect, examine the issue. In the demo, address the issue. During the next iteration planning, discuss the issue. Send an email to the team. And based upon our understanding, the purpose of demo is to collect the feedback about the product. So in that context, B cannot be the answer. And I told you that you should address the things at the same time. You cannot delay those things. You have to be the proactive one, not the reactive one. So C is gone. Sending an email, it's like a push communication. With the help of push communication, you cannot resolve any situations. So D is gone. Remaining is A. During the retrospect, examine the issue. So in that context, A is the correct answer. I hope the explanation works again, so you guys can learn something out of it. Let's go next. This time you guys try to take some time to read the question and answer the question. Then I will read it for you also. What do you think is the correct answer? Yes, it's a correct answer, Nikhil. Let's go read about it for others. A PM went on a vacation and returned to Discord. According to the two stakeholders, stakeholder C is causing problem. Every day for the last 2 weeks, C sent an email to the team checking progress and giving new instructions. The team ignored the email and continued working, but the other stakeholders are concerned about this person's behavior. So instruct the two stakeholders. This is never a good option. If you have this word, this cannot be the correct answer, right? We don't ignore anything in the project. So it's gone. And I told you it is also not possible when you have these type of answers, inviting everyone. Everyone is a very general word. We don't take general actions. We take the precise actions, strategic actions. Initiate a private conversation with stakeholders C and resolve this problem, or investigate the problem to find a root cause. So instead of talking to the person, first we need to find out. So yes, D is the correct answer. Your answers were correct. First we will do this, and then you can do step 2 as C to solve the problem. First need to investigate the problem. What is the problem? It is a problem really, or it's just concept of few people. So find a problem, find a root cause, and then yes, you can discuss it. So the sequence will be correct answer is actually D, which is your answer. Yes, you are correct. And after D, if you want to do something, then C will be the better choice. Great. Perfect. Let's go next. You guys try to read it. Now I've given you enough boost so you guys can actually participate. What do you think is the better answer or better procedure? The problem is with the team. What is the problem? That backlog, the guy is doing what? He is taking all the big things and giving the smaller works or useless works or minor work to the other team members. So he can take the whole credit. And we know that team should be what? Self-organizing. In Agile, what we have? Self-organizing team. So self-organizing team manage the things by themselves or perform the work by themselves. So A has nothing to do with the question. Encourage for the assertive. There is a problem. Instead of positive behavior, we need to find out what is happening and define a new rule so team member can select an item on a rotating basis. There is nothing called rotating basis. We are not playing any game here. So C cannot be the answer. Now remaining answers are 2B or D. Discuss the importance with the senior team member or ask the team to define new ground rules for work distribution. So I think the best option is D, because we should work with the ground rules. When we are working in teams, we should work with the ground rules or team charter. These documents actually can reduce a lot of conflicts. These type of things can easily be handled with the help of ground rules or team charters. Because discussing the importance, you don't know that after discussing this person will improve or not. But if you will do the ground rules definition, for sure everyone is about to follow the ground rules. So yes, in this condition, D is the correct answer.
Sir, I have a concern with this
Go on.
D option. It is saying new ground rules. Ground rules, maybe they have already decided on which they were working. So
No, they have
only
ground rules.
fairness
So
should be.
new ground rule means related to the work distribution.
So they before that they this kind of information also not available in the question.
Before they
New
had
ground
general,
rules
before
in
they
the
had
execution
general ground
phase.
rules. Yeah. But this is what new
Yes.
ground rule for work distribution, not new ground rule for everything. That in your ground rule, add a new ground rule related to the work distribution. Because
Okay,
ground
sir.
rule is a document, or even not in the ground rule also, all the documents of the project management should remain live, should remain updated all the time. And this is the purpose of retrospect or lesson learned, that whatever you have learned, we can update the documents or we can do the adaptability accordingly in the upcoming iterations or phases. So if you will update the ground rules, these type of situations will be resolved by themselves. Okay.
This kind of one question I also face, in which two options were mentioned, in which one option was how what project manager will do when two options like this coming, which one we should decide. Like first option is that to motivate the team, second option is to coach the team. Reward the team or coach the team? Which is better, rewarding or
Now,
coaching, sir?
what is the question actually? If you know the question, then we can discuss it, because both are the correct
The
answers
question,
in their
the,
own
the
context.
question was just straightforward.
That
I was just confused about if two options are giving coaching or rewarding. So which one we will select?
no, if the
So that
problem
depends
is
on the
related,
question you were saying.
if the problem is related to solve a problem or guidance, then
Yeah,
answer will be coaching. If the problem is
coaching.
about
Yes.
their, it's about their pay, it's about their work more than their capacity or recognition, then the answer will be reward. That a person should be rewarded as per their work, not like everyone is getting the same thing.
Okay. If I again face this question, I will share with you,
You
sir.
can send me on the WhatsApp and we can discuss it in detail.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Great. Perfect. Let's go next. The company has hired a new architectural excellence board with a mission to promote new programming paradigms. The Agile team continues to work on new and existing software products. How should the project manager deal with the new development? What do you think? What is your answer? Correct, Hafiz. What about you, Nikhil? The problem is team is working on two softwares. So inform the agile team that resulting changes will be postponed as long as possible. Be patient and wait until the board gives the team explicit instructions, then decide. Or speak with the product owner to add this change to the backlog. Negotiate a quiet period with the board to prevent disruptions of the teamwork. So, yes, in our situations, the best answer is C, that if you need to add a new one, it has to be added by the product owner to the backlog. If you look at A, inform the agile team that changes will be postponed. Who are you to postpone it? We are running the iteration already and we cannot postpone the project. Be patient and wait for what, and negotiate a quiet period to prevent disruptions to the teamwork. It's already like 1 to 4 week cycle. What else you want to negotiate it? If there is something new to be added, it has to be added in the product backlog. And the only person who can add in the backlog is product owner. So yes, C is the better answer, because we don't defer the thing, we take actions. Great, very nice. Let's go next. A PM develops a PMP and a schedule based on an agreed upon life cycle of 16 months. Later, due to changing business requirements, the sponsor requests completion within 9 months. What you should do to respond to this change? If you start looking from down, meet individually with every team member to discuss. It's never a possible option. Modify the schedule. You can not modify anything without change request. Work with the key stakeholder to discuss the business requirement. The business requirement discussion will be done on what? We don't have any information. First, whenever the new change is filed, what do you have to do as a project manager? Whenever the change request is filed, or whenever someone wants to make change, they have to file the change request. This change request will go to the change log. And when the change log is there, so then the first thing will be done by the project manager. After that is doing the impact analysis. They should perform impact analysis of the change on project objectives, which are scope, time, cost, and quality, and then submit the change request to the change control board, who have the authority to approve the change, reject the change, or defer the change. Whatever the outcome, project manager has to communicate to the stakeholders, and ultimately, if it is approved, then update the baselines. So yes, in this situation, A was the correct answers. All of you are correct. That's great. Let's go forward
Sir,
and solve
I
another.
have a question here,
Go,
sir.
go, go.
Sir, who accept the change, sir? Project sponsor involved, project manager sponsor, are they involved in it or not, sir?
In change control board, normally a sponsor chair the meeting, project manager sits in the meeting, functional managers, subject matter experts, and other stakeholders, based upon the type and size of project. Okay.
Okay, sir. And sir, what is the steering committee, sir?
Steering committee is actually bigger than the change control board, who works on the vision of the organizations and changes in the benefits of the project.
So
Steering committee
they are
works
from the
normally at the
PMO.
program level, not at the project level. At project level, changes are approved by the project manager. What is steering committee
So
is
whenever
like
in the
group of
question steering
stakeholders.
committee mentioned, we should take it as PMO.
No, not really. PMO is just a facilitator, while steering committee is like your board of directors or board of stakeholders, shareholders, who are
Okay, sir.
investing in your project. Okay.
Okay.
Who are investing and reviewing your project. Great. Let's solve another question. First, you look at it, and then I will try to work it out with you guys. Okay, let's look at the question, what they're asking. A PM needs to ensure that the team delivers business value within the required timeline. The PM recently learned that key stakeholders are worried that the current release plan will not meet urgent business needs. How can PM effectively respond to stakeholder concerns? Renegotiate scope with the project sponsor after examining the WBS. Consult with the stakeholders and team members to identify the MVP and determine the SPI. Schedule has nothing to do with the question. Monitor the progress. Again, progress is not the problem. Problem is what? Business value, to how to deliver the business value. And we have learned that if you are working something on uncertain, so it's better to have what? MVP released. MVP is used to collect the feedback from the stakeholders. What is MVP? Minimum viable product. Just to collect the feedback from the key stakeholders, so to verify that whatever you are going to produce, it will achieve the required benefits or not. So that's the better option B, because minimum business increment is released, while minimum viable product is released to get the feedback. After MVP, you can release the MBI. What is the MBI? the minimum business increment, which provides return of investment on the developed features or produced features. So yes, B is actually the correct answer. Great. So we have solved almost 10 questions. And I think let's keep it here. And we'll continue this culture of meeting on every Saturday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. regularly, whether as many people comes. And so we will see in the next week, inshallah. Until then, you guys take care. And you can always resume your journey. Tomorrow I have a class starting. If you wish, you can join to revise, and then we can continue further. Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz, sir.
Allah Hafiz.